They say every tomb in this desert is mapped, cataloged, understood. But last winter, a violent sandstorm uncovered something no archaeologist had ever seen. A stone slab, pitch black, harder than basalt, carved with symbols not found in any known human language. A slab that was never recorded, never studied, never mentioned in any archive, because whoever built it didn't want it found. And the warnings carved across its surface? They weren't just instructions, they were pleas. Tonight, we descend into a tomb sealed not by time, but by fear. A tomb built to imprison something ancient, something sacred, something dangerous. Welcome to the Chronomist Secret. Before we enter this forbidden place, take a moment to like this video, subscribe, and share your thoughts. Your support helps keep these mysteries alive and uncovered. The western desert of Egypt has been studied for over a century. Its tombs date back to pre-dynastic kings, forgotten nobles, and entire tribes wiped out centuries before the rise of the pharaohs. But nothing in this region predates 4000 BCE. So when satellite scans showed a perfectly rectangular anomaly suddenly exposed after a brutal sandstorm, researchers thought it was simply another collapsed chamber. Dr. Lena Sarek, the project lead, described the moment they arrived. It felt wrong, as if the desert had been holding something back, resisting us. The slab was unlike any tomb entrance ever found. Not carved, not chiseled, but poured, as if the stone had been melted into shape. And around its edges were symbols, spiraling, branching, organic patterns that looked less like writing and more like roots or veins. The team immediately recognized the problem. The material was unfamiliar. Not limestone, not sandstone, not basalt, not obsidian. Its chemical signature didn't match anything within 500 kilometers. And the symbols, no database matched them. They weren't Egyptian, not Berber, not Proto-Semitic, not Ugaritic, not anything known. But one detail stood out. The symbols repeated in threes, always in sets of 3 lines, 3 curls, 3 spirals. In ancient mythology, 3 was the number of ritual seals, a boundary, a warning, a command. The lead linguist, Dr. Sari Imam, said something that unsettled the entire team. This isn't just text. It's a containment pattern, a boundary meant to hold something in, not keep people out. Then they found the slit, a thin opening beneath the slab, sealed with a dark amber resin harder than rock. When samples were carbon dated, the results stunned them. 9,800 years old, older than Egypt, older than writing, older than recorded civilization. Somebody sealed this place long before history began, and they sealed it on purpose. The resin wasn't smeared. It was poured in layers, deliberately, like a funerary ritual. 3 layers, each containing crushed plant fibers from a species that no longer exists. Around the slit were 3 symbols repeated, looping, vine-like forms surrounding a circle. Dr. Imam believed the message was something like, "Do not break the line. Do not open the stone. Do not wake what lies beneath." It wasn't a threat. It was a plea. Ancient cultures rarely begged. They commanded, they warned, they cursed. But they didn't plead. The tone suggested desperation, almost fear. For 3 days, the team debated. Should they break a seal deliberately placed there nearly 10,000 years ago? History is irresistible. Knowledge is irresistible. Every archaeologist fears being the one who ignored the greatest discovery of their generation. So on the morning of the 4th day, they opened it. The shaft beneath the slab descended more than 40 meters into the earth, yet the wood reinforcing the walls was untouched by time, preserved with a resistive coating never seen in ancient engineering. The species of wood? Unknown. No match in modern Egypt, no match in fossil records. The deeper they went, the colder the air became. Not stale, not dead. Cold, unnaturally cold, as if the earth itself resisted their presence. At the bottom, The architecture shifted. This was not Egyptian, not Mesopotamian, not Neolithic. The walls weren't carved, they were molded, smoothed by methods impossible for a culture this old. The patterns along the corridors resembled branching vines or arteries. Every chamber felt like a living thing. Then they entered the central vault, and the entire mission changed. At the center was a sarcophagus, but unlike any in human history. Not a box, not a coffin, a pod, shaped like a seed or a cocoon, long, tapering at both ends with no seams and no visible lid, as if it had grown into that shape. Around it, carved into the floor, was a perfect containment circle, symbols repeating in spirals outward, forming a barrier. 3 layers. Again, always 3. But it was the inscriptions on the wall behind the pod that froze the entire team in place. They depicted a figure, not a god, not a king, not a priest, but a guardian, a being bound by ritual, kept asleep beneath the earth. Every ancient culture has myths of guardians: the Apokalo of Mesopotamia, the Egyptian Ba protectors, the Greek Argus Panoptus, the Hebrew Nephilim. But this was older than them all, a civilization lost before the first temples were built. Dr. Imam and Dr. Sarek spent hours studying the wall. What they found redefined the entire mission. The symbols told a story, fragmented, poetic, ancient. A story of a being described as the watcher between worlds, the first guardian of the threshold, the sleepless root. According to the carvings, this being was not a god, but a protector, placed on Earth during an age when humans were young, fragile, scattered. A guardian who defended them against something unnamed, a threat lost to time. But eventually, the guardian grew unstable. Its power overwhelmed the people it once protected, and the early tribes, terrified, performed a ritual to bind it beneath the earth. 3 seals, 3 circles, 3 warnings. The last line of the myth read, "If the guardian wakes, the threshold opens, and what once hunted mankind will return." Whether metaphor or history, the meaning was clear. Whatever lay in that pod was meant to stay sealed forever. Behind the pod, hidden behind a resin layer, was another inscription. But unlike the careful ritual carvings above, these marks were rough, frantic, fearful. A final message, left by the people who sealed the guardian. Translated loosely, it said, "It is not dead. It does not sleep. It waits. Seal the stone. Seal the line. Do not return." At that exact moment, the temperature dropped. Not gradually, instantly. Sensors picked up a vibration, a single tremor from inside the pod, a ripple in the metal-like shell, like something shifting or breathing. The containment circle flickered with dust, as if disturbed by unseen movement, and the team realized this was not a tomb. It was a prison. Within hours, the ministry arrived. The team was removed. The site was declared unstable. By dawn, trucks began dumping tons of sand and stone back into the shaft. The entrance slab was pushed back into the desert and buried. All notes, photos, and scans were taken. Most were never returned. The official statement read, "Natural rock formation, no archaeological value." Unofficially, members of the team report strange dreams, symbols curling across walls, whispers in the dark, a presence waiting. Something beneath that desert was sealed for a reason, and that seal was nearly broken. So what was the tomb that should never be opened? A mythic guardian sealed away in the dawn of humanity? A protector who became a threat? An ancient being from a forgotten age? Or something far older and far stranger? Whatever lies beneath those sands, one truth remains. Someone, nearly 10,000 years ago, believed the world would be safer if the guardian stayed asleep. And maybe, just maybe, they were right. This is the Chronomist secret. Thank you for traveling into the forgotten with me.